Hey everybody, Senpai back with a different video. Uh, well, as you may or may not know, uh, we got a little ONA from one of Oda's original works from back in 1994, and it was just recently, or just now, adapted into anime. Um, Technically ONA, which is original net animation. So, anyways, the special is Monsters 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation, which is a bit of a long title, and the whole thing comes into play for one of Zoro's attacks. But if you don't already know about what Monsters is about, I mean, it's about the samurai known as Ryuma, and as I've already implied, this is actually made canon as part of this story. Like, once we got to Thriller Bark, people point out Ryuma as the character from this one shot. So, anyways, the total runtime. This is gonna be. I'm gonna have two sections for this. This could be like I'm gonna have the spoiler free first before I dive into spoilers. So, without diving into spoilers, I could tell you the runtime is only 25 minutes, and it's not bad. It's actually paced really well, and it tells a pretty good story for being so short. I was actually kind of surprised. I actually watched it twice, and I feel like the one thing that's obvious is Ryuma has an encounter with the dragon, which he kills, and that's something that he's known for in One Piece. This whole story, this ONA takes place around roughly 400 years ago, give or take, because that's when Ryuma lived. And it's really hard to dive into stuff without spoiling for this section. So, one thing I'm going, voice acting. I want to mention the voice acting. It was actually really good, especially Flair, Brianna Knickerbocker, whatever. I apologize if I butchered that name. Anyways, she did an excellent job, and the person they got for Ryuma. By the way, I'm talking about the dub here, so I've watched the dub. I have not watched the sub, and I mean, I might watch the sub at some point, but right now I don't really feel the need to, especially since the dub was actually really good. If I'm going to watch this sub, it's only going to just see curiosity. But for Ryuma, they got Robbie Damon, and Robbie Damon, I do know that name. I think that name. I can't remember where I heard that, but I heard that name before. I think maybe it was like in Fullmetal Alchemist or something. Anyways, I think. I guess there's one more thing. Now I have not read the one-shot manga for this, but from what I've heard, and this is just what I've heard, I haven't really been able to check. I mean, I tried to find where I could read the chapter online, and well, I can't find nothing. I couldn't find anything. But from what I have found, is that one person has stated that the sword that Ryuma has in this anime adaptation was changed to match what he wields in One Piece. So that's cool. I definitely appreciate that. Oh, and the animation was really good. Definitely looks like Oda's old style is definitely here versus his new current style. And this is something that he made 30 years ago. And it's just now adapted into anime. So it's kind of has that old feel, like. So, anyways, that's it for the spoiler-free section. Now I'm going to dive into spoilers. Okay, first off, it starts off with narration about a dragon's horn that was stolen 10 years ago. And so that's like the focal point of this special. And here, and then we meet the girl Flare. She's reunited with a man named Shirano after 7 years, and it's revealed that she is the only survivor of the village, of the town that she comes from. And it's stated that it was destroyed by a dragon. And so at this point, Ryuma has already been fed. He's Flare actually is actually serving as a waitress, and she has given Ryuma some food. And he says he's going to repay her, even if it costs him his life. And now that's kind of important because, well, by the end of this, he does repay her. He doesn't give up his life, though, but he does really focus on this. So before I get into that, there's a little stuff with a man named DR, and he basically summons a dragon after having an encounter with Ryuma. And the townspeople initially, like, they blame Ryuma completely for this, and like he's completely responsible. But Ryuma insists that he's not to blame here, and he really isn't, because it's actually revealed really quickly that this whole thing was set up anyways. So whether if that was they had that exchange with Ryuma or not, DR and Shirano, who is actually partnered with him, So like before, it was thought that Shirano was a hero who saved Flare, but was unable to save anyone else. But it's revealed that he was responsible for that whole town being destroyed and the people being dead. And also, Shirano killed all the people who were guarding the dragon horn. Wait a minute, is it dragon horn? Yeah. Let's see here. And anyways, after hearing this, Flair tries to put up like a tough act, saying like it won't do any good to cry about it, and in a way, she's actually right. It won't do any good, and I actually appreciate that about her. But once she's alone, she just breaks down in tears and cries, and I gotta say, I actually honestly teared up seeing her cry and hear her. And Ryuma actually was listening through the door, and this is where he actually repays her for the food. And plus, I get the feeling he probably would have done this anyways. But I think the food thing did have like a small factor. But he definitely didn't want to deal with Flair going through that sadness, that sudden shock of like, I guess, betrayal. Although it's not really betrayal because, well, I mean, maybe from her perspective, it's a betrayal. It's a betrayal for like everything she believed. And so I think it seems like Ryuma, Ryuma confronts DR and Shirano, and it seems like he kills Shirano in a quick exchange, which was the opposite of what happened earlier when they first met Shirano. Ryuma was actually defeated pretty easily, but I think the stakes were a lot lower, so Ryuma was probably more softer, was like not driven by anything except himself, but here he's driven by another purpose. And then after this, the dragon appears, and the dragon's actually about to kill Flare, but Ryuma saves her and kills the dragon. And this one song, I think this is the song that plays during that whole quick battle. I wish I could have heard more of the song. I actually tried looking the song up on YouTube, and so far I found nothing as of me making this video. But the song is called Like a Comet, or Like a Comet, and it was, I liked it. And then the episode ends with Ryuma telling Flare not to seek a way to die, just keep living. And then he is asked why he saved that town, and he just responds because she fed him and he was returning the favor, and he's actually fought for her twice. So now, like, next time he visits, he expects the next meal to be on the house. Since now she's now indebted to him, and she accepts it, smiles, and it's a deal. And then Ryuma just leaves. And there's one thing about the restaurant guy. He actually says that Ryuma is actually building up a reputation. I guess he's being known as Ryuma the Kid. Which I wonder if that's like a kind of like a reference to like Billy the Kid. As Ryuma's just walking, the time seems to jump. Well, it does jump forward to Thriller Bark, to Ryuma's exchange with Zoro. And I did not expect that. But this is the episode. I'm just gonna say my overall thoughts. I really enjoyed this. I've already watched it twice. I will be watching it more. I'll probably be watching it until I'm bored with it. And since it's so short, I can easily watch it like maybe 3 more times, like right after making this video. And if you're watching this video and you have not watched it, well, go watch it. It's really good. And please give the dub a shot if you're watching this video. Because I feel like dub doesn't get much respect for anything. And I feel like some of these voice actors deserve a little recognition for their hard work. But yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed this. I wish there would be more, but I guess there is more in a sense that the next time we see Ryuma, he's a corpse in Thriller Bark. Which is unfortunate. But anyways, let me know what you thought about this special Monsters 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation. Anyways, see you guys in my next video.